I still can hear that window rattling.
If you were in Metro Vancouver in 1980, you probably remember where you were and what you were doing at 8:30 a.m. on May 18th. Liz Scrimes says she was working in Vancouver at what was the Starlight Cafe, and that it was the long plate glass window that gave her her first hint that Mount St. Helens had erupted.
Working away, and all of a sudden the whole window just rattled and shook. We're surprised it didn't break. And so we just made a joke about it and said, oh, it was an unsatisfied customer that was smashed the window, right? And then 5 minutes later, our boss, George, comes running out of the kitchen. Mount St. Helens erupted.
Meanwhile, Liz's husband, Dan, whom she wouldn't meet for another 3 years, was at a vacation property in Washington State when shaking from the blast woke him up.
I looked out the window, and there were about 30 inches of ash. The entire neighborhood was gray.
The blast caused over $1 billion in damage, and according to the U.S. Geological Survey, the eruption reduced the height of the mountain by almost 400 meters. 57 people were killed in the explosion.
The black cloud was getting larger and larger. For all of us who watched that eruption and responded to it, we have been, in a sense, in a little bit of recovery for the rest of our lives.
Carolyn Dreger is with the Cascades Volcano Observatory. She saw it happen firsthand, watching from a nearby interstate. She says it's up to the generations who experience significant events like this to pass on lessons to the next.
It helped me to see how much society was not prepared for not just a volcanic eruption, but for any large hazardous event.
Now, there were a number of public events scheduled to mark the 40th anniversary of Mount St. Helens, but pandemic restrictions have made those plans impossible. The silver lining, a number of these plans have been resurrected online, where anyone can join in from anywhere. The Oregon Museum of Science and Industry is one organization planning to host a digital space for people to gather and talk.
There are thousands of people who have acute memories of that day. Significant events in history tend to do that to certain folks. So there's generations that have these kind of collective memories.
He says the event will be a virtual pub and will put those logging on face-to-face with an expert who can shed more light on these kinds of geological events. In the meantime, Liz and Dan are hoping that after the pandemic ends, we can all enjoy a period of peace and quiet.
Oh, I've had enough for a lifetime.
Yep.
The eruption of Mount St. Helens remains the deadliest volcanic eruption in U.S. history. In Burnaby, David Zura, City News.